Boom! There it is, ladies and gents. Man, one of my favorite subjects to talk about is real estate. And if you're struggling as a real estate agent, or maybe you're ready to make a change, then today's show's for you. Let's jump into this thing. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Is your business in need of customers? Then you found the right show. Hernan Cias is the business bro, and he makes getting customers fun and easy. Watch, listen, and learn as each episode is designed to sell. Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros. Let's do this, ladies and gents. We got some heat. Who do we got in the house today? So, you're not getting the results you wanted as a real estate agent. What do? Today's guest knows that when it comes to real estate agents, brokerages, the real estate business in general, there's a difference. And there are methods and strategies that work and those that do not. And if you want to have success as a real estate agent, then today's episode is just for you. Learn how to become a six-figure agent in just 12 months. And it's not just about the money. Our guest is teaching you how to become successful. And that means personal development, tools, apps, and practices that help you be the version of yourself that seems to just have deals fall into your lap. So let's welcome to the show, associate broker of the Discher Group, author and mentor, and one guy that I really look up to, Mr. Jeff Discher. Bro, when you come on the show, it's a party, my friend. Welcome to the show. Second time.
What up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you guys again.
Dude, I'm excited to talk to you, dude. I've been watching, we're rounding episode 1,000. I think you're episode 942. We're getting close to 1,000 episodes. And I met a lot of people at the beginning that were either just getting started or getting into their own. And you were one of those stories. When we first met, there was a lot of plans that you had in place. Now, whole different ball game. Tell me about starting off where you grew up, that you didn't come from money, where you are today.
Nice. Yeah, man. So, a lot did happen from the first time we met through the pandemic, kind of buttoned down and kind of went 10X on it. But let's start from the beginning. I did grow up here in San Diego, down in San Isidro. I went to Southwest High, Southwest Junior, Nickloff.
Raiders?
What's up?
Southwest Raiders?
Yes, Raiders. Yes, sir. And then, unfortunately, there was a drive-by in front of my house, and our neighbors it was a big, crazy drive-by. My mom freaked out, moved us out to Campo, California, which is way out east in the middle of nowhere because she was scared. And then I was there for a couple of years and then moved back down here. But just growing up, no father. Mom had 4 children, 3 marriages. I have a brother in prison for life. I have a homeless brother right now in Mission Valley in the river. No parents. So, pretty rough, pretty, a little bit of adversity to overcome growing up for sure.
All right, so how does one do that, man? Like, why get into real estate? Of all the things you could have gotten into, you're coming from a background of nothing but shit. Like, everything that could possibly go wrong and get in your way, got in your way, and then you still got into real estate. Why real estate?
Why are you doing this?
Because I want to know.
I like that. It's crazy, man, because it kind of chose me, man. I was a personal trainer. I was training clients, and some of my clients were investors, real estate lenders, investors, CPAs. And so this was back in 2001, 2003. And I was a personal trainer and I was training them. And so one of them actually said, "Hey, Jeff, every time that you send me a buyer or someone that gets a loan through me," the broker said, "I'll give you a $100 bill." And to me at the time, as a personal trainer, I was like, "That's great money. Let's do it." So I started sending them people. And every month I was sending them 1 or 2 people a month, sometimes 3 people over like 6-month period. He's like, "Jeff, you're sending me all these people, but they don't have an agent. You should get your real estate license and sell them properties." So for me, it wasn't like this thing where I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get into real estate." And he basically said, "Hey, you want to make some money? You got all these people. Here's what you can be making. You should try out. You should try to do it." That was my thing. I said, "Okay, I'll try." So I started taking classes. And back then it wasn't online. It was books. You'd buy a pack of books, 3 books, and you would go home, study them, send your test in, and then they would send it. It was a longer process. Long story short is I actually passed, got my test. I was a personal trainer and selling real estate at the same time. And I just took off. I was rookie of the year at Coldwell Banker, sold 6 homes in my first 6 weeks of real estate. And from there, it just kind of took off. And like I said, I never looked back. I was a trainer and a broker or agent for probably 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months. And I got so busy, I dropped the real estate or the personal training. And literally after my first year, I did so well that I got my broker's license. And I mean, we can go on forever, but that's kind of how I got into it, and then kind of never looked back, man.
One of the things that I love about you is there's a difference when you work with certain people, when you look at certain people's work ethics, when you look at their lifestyle, what they do, and it's evident, absolutely clear that with you, there's a difference in the way that you operate. Tell me a little bit about your office, like the design of your office, the uniqueness, where it's at, and why spend so much time and money to develop that?
That's a great question, man. I love my office, first of all, DGHQ. And, you're saying the same thing that some of the people from Douglas Elliman said when they first came here. They said, Jeff, you've spent too much money. You've overbuilt it. And here's my thing, man. The traditional real estate office, as you know, but they're typically super cold. It's usually just a space, an office space with white walls, maybe a couple trees or flowers, maybe a couple things on the wall. It's cubicles, couple offices for the big producers, and that's it. And there's really no culture. It's very cold. And, over the years, it's been like that. Real estate's been a very cold, super corporate kind of industry, right? So you have you walk in, office, front desk, hello. It's almost like a doctor's office, very cold. You walk in, and again, there's nothing going on. So over the years, when I started One Source Realty, they had great culture. It got bought up by Cold Banker and lost culture. Started my own brokerage, blah, blah, blah. Went to Ascent, great culture. They grew. But I want to start my own thing. So I went to Keller Williams, great culture. And what I started to learn was that's where I wanted to be. The only time I would change companies is because the culture went downhill. And so I started realizing that, we can all make money, more or less commission splits are kind of the same, this and that. But culture and office environment, I felt was a game changer. And at least when I was there, that's what I chased. I didn't chase commission splits. I chased culture and fun. And so when I just decided to develop this office and build it, man, I had a group or a team of about 5 agents. I was kind of forced into starting this office, but I said, I'm going to make an office that's going to be agent centric. So it's not going to be about the making money. It's not going to be about the brokerage. It's not going to be it's going to be all about the agent. So how do you make an office all about the agent? You give them every tool they need, and you make it accessible and easy to use. And then you give them obviously the direction to use it. So that's what I did. When I saw this office, I said, you know what? Social media, video content's huge right now. It's where the industry is going, especially in the pandemic. So I created a media room so we can go in there. We have a green screen room, cameras, lighting, everything. And then I said, okay, well, we need a library. I'm all about lifetime learning. I am all about personal development, because I feel like to become that agent, you have to become that person. So it's not just let's start real estate, become that person. You become that person, right? So personal development to me, reading, working out, diet, all that stuff is very important to me. So I said, okay, let's have a library. So I put a full-blown library in our office. And then I also put a Google Sleep Pod, which you saw, which basically is, we do work a lot of hours. We work hard. So we put a Google Sleep Pod in there, which is only a few. I'm the only one in San Diego right now, but very cool. Again, for the agent, if they want to take a nap, they get tired, hey, there you go. And I promote it. It's not like I'm like, don't take naps. 20 years ago, if you took a nap on the job, you were fired. Today, we encourage it. And again, everything else, to downstairs, everything from the TVs to we have a sauna in here for the agents. If they want to jump in there, we have showers for them. We have a cigar bar. We have cold brew on tap. We pretty much have everything here. And the reason, again, I did it is I didn't want agents to feel like they were going to a job. I felt like they were going to hang out with their friends. And so they're almost going to the Boys and Girls Club or a club or a lounge, and just to come hang out, but you also work, because there's tons of motivation, inspiration around here. But again, you have every tool. And so, I mean, to be honest, man, agents come here, and it all worked out. Agents will be here at 7 in the morning, and they won't leave till 8, 9 at night sometimes, just because they want to hang out here. So that was the whole concept, man, is create a fun atmosphere that people want to come to, and then obviously inject the action steps they need to do to become successful. But when you take that, man, and they're doing very well, and I take them from 0 to 6 figures, and then they're in an atmosphere where they're actually having fun, they don't want to go home. It's the best feeling.
Man, that environment, that culture that you have to create, I think it feels like it's a lot of work. There are so many different brokerages that an agent can pick at any given point. And sometimes it does come down to commission. Sometimes it comes to the freedom and flexibility. And a lot of times it comes to culture. But I feel like with you, it's more of a package than just what a real estate agent needs to be successful in real estate. It's almost like they get everything they need to be successful in life. So
Yeah.
like when people come to you, what is it that they pay you to do? What is it that you're good at that people are like, dude, I got to be part of Jeff's circle?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
When they come to the office, they obviously see the atmosphere and the environment, and they come in here. Everyone that comes here is like, wow, and they freak out because they want to be in an environment like this. That's number one, I think, and that's why I created it. Number two is accountability. So I think in real estate, you know, when you first join real estate, bro, there's 1,000 things to do, and they say, go do 1,000 things, have fun, pay for everything, and that's it. If you want to coach, it's 1,000 a month for 2 30-minute calls. If you want any type of direction, if you want a mentor, you're going to pay them. So my thing was, I need to do both. So when I started this, I said, I'm going to create this not only atmosphere that's awesome to be at, but I'm going to be there coaching them. So it's almost like they have it almost be like one of these big real estate coaches like Buffini or Tom Ferry or when it's started a real estate company. And that's was my concept, is to be here and be a full-time trainer. And that's my job. And my job is to make sure that we're going the right direction, to keep us ahead of the game, to make sure that we're constantly building, to put my agents in the best position possible. I'm constantly focused on making them, you know, educating them. My goal is to have all my agents be brokers. I already have 2 of them. I have my 3rd one taking their test. I have my 4th one signed up for it. And these are all agents that have been agents less than 2 years. So they actually have to wait till the 2-year mark to take the broker's license, but I just had one pass it. Because as you know, all my agents are brand new. They're all from non-licensed. I help them get licensed and then I take them on. So that's my thing, is I wanted to create the personal development, because here's the thing, man, you can't just show up 100,000. Anyone in any profession, whether you're a doctor, attorney, business owner, you go through it. You don't just show up one day and make 6 figures or make a great lifestyle with a great income. It just doesn't happen. You have to become that person. So what does that mean? It means that if a doctor wants to make that, they go to school for 8, 10 years internship. A business owner has to go through the ups and downs, take out loans, go through shit, probably worked at a different business for 10 years. There's all these things you have to go through to make that type of money. So here, my thing is, you come here and I put you in a position, and to be that person, you have to read. You have to build your mind. You have to be in the best, to me, shape possible and the best mindset possible to be able to perform at that level. So that's why I'm constantly pushing exercise, drink water, read, seminars. Our weekly meetings here are insane. Like every Monday we do, I mean, it's actually, people know about it now. It's like a buzz around town. It's our meetings, and our meetings are super in depth. I bring different professionals, attorneys, people to come talk about what's trending. And I'm just constantly educating my agents, because I think that's the biggest thing. There's thousands. I think now it's down to 11,000 from 20,000. Pandemic pushed a lot of agents out, but there's 11,000 agents out there, man. And there's less than 2,000 homes for sale in the market. So to really have a career, man, that's worth having, you have to stand out. To stand out, you got to be smart. You got to constantly learning. You got to have an online presence. You got to be on social media. You have to be out there. And so that's what I push.
All right. Well, you have so many skills that you've acquired over time. Some of it on the field, some of it in books, some of it you've learned from other people, so many different things. And like you were saying, when an agent jumps on, there's 1,000 things that they got to do. How do they break it down? So when they come and meet with you, when they come and join the Discher group, or they're inquiring, what are some of the things that you put in order for them to do? Like, look, you're at the very beginning, start here and work your way forward.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Great question. So and that's it, because we expect a lot of the Discher group, because we want you to succeed. We want you to make 6 figures in your first 12 months, and that's pretty hard. So when people show up and they say they want to join the group, recently, within the last few months, I put together a form where I give it to them. It's basically the first 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, to see if they're going to actually make it and see what they got. First, they take the DISC profile test to make sure that their personality fits. Then they have to do a 2-week process, which means they have to come to 2 different meetings. So they have to come to 2 meetings in a row, 2 Monday morning meetings, Discher group. They have to attend and shadow 4 open houses total. And they have to come to the office 3 days a week for 2 weeks straight. They have to read 3 books and make 3 videos. So that's what they have to do with it. And we'll help them. It's not just like, oh, go do it, come back. It's like, come in the office. We'll show you how to do it. We'll help you. We got the screens. We got everything. People will help you. But here's what you have to do, just to make sure that you have what it takes and you're willing to do what we do here to succeed. So that's how we know. When they show up, most people show up, just you've been here, man. They show up, they freak out. They're like, oh my God, I want to work here. But then when I tell them what it takes to work here to be successful, they see all the agents are doing well. They see the numbers, like, wow, everyone's doing really well. But then it's like, okay, but it takes a lot. There's been times when I've hired people and they're all excited, and I'm excited, and then bring them on, and then day one, week one, I say, here's what we need to do this week. You need to make 2 videos. And they don't do anything. They just and they come here, and then everyone thinks real estate's just driving around in a nice car showing $1 million homes. And they come here and they see the nice office. They think it's all like, oh, we're just gonna make a bunch of money, ball out, and just work like this. And it's not that. So that's why I've set that in place to show them, look, there's like a 85% failure rate. So let's just have you go through this 2-week test. And the funny thing is, man, I've kind of watched people go through this, and it's the ones that get it done right away, that are on it, that, you know, I'll watch them come in every day. They have their sheet with them, they're marking shit, they're reading their book. They all succeed. The ones that come in and don't have the sheet, they're kind of, I've had those too. They lollygag around. They're like, oh, well, I'll get to it. I usually don't hire them, and then I monitor them. I watch them. I put their name in my notes because I want to see, was it me or was it them, or was my test not enough? When I, you know. And usually it sucks to say, but most people that don't fill out that form don't make it. I'll follow them after, and I'll just keep watching them to see what happens. And they usually will join another, not even a team, usually a company or a team, and then they don't do anything. You know, you'll watch social media, I'll follow their numbers, because I just want to see, what's going on. I want to see the ratio of people that don't go through this, that aren't willing to do these few things, versus if they say no, okay, let's see if you succeed without willing to do these things. The ones that do it, that are on, they're like, Jeff, I'm done. They succeed. They show up, they're on. The ones that don't, I've watched, they don't succeed, man. They go on, you watch them, they never post, and eventually they go on to some other job.
Isn't it funny how, dude, you literally have this application, and almost everything in real estate is pre-qualified. Like, I'm not gonna do business with you until we get you pre-qualified. I'm not gonna do, we can't do this until, and it works the same way with the agent themselves. You're literally pre-qualifying. Is somebody willing to put in the work? Check number 1. Is somebody willing to show up? Check number 2. And like, if you don't do some of these things, it doesn't really matter what the business is. If you don't do those things in any aspect of your life, that ain't gonna work, dude. I mean, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So you have all
pre-approval is great. Like you're saying, bro, the pre-approval is a great example analogy, man, because you could put a client in your car and drive them around and show them 30 homes, and it comes right to offer and they're not approved. And you're like, oh, same thing here, man. They can get all hyped and be like, I want to come join. But then you actually, tell them what to do or show them what to do, and they're like, ooh, I don't know about all that. So that's the difference.
You're literally showing people what it takes to be successful. You've done it yourself. You started to train agents literally from knowing nothing to becoming 6-figure agents. You started as literally helping people physically get in better conditioning. You're finding ways to get your message out more and more and more. And literally, you have written the book on how to go from 6 figures to 12 figures. Who is this book ideally for?
I am looking for qualities beyond the physical.
Book right here, actually, you get on Amazon. So the reason I wrote this book, man, is because there's a lot of books out there on real estate. I've read them all. I've read Sir Hans. I've read the $1 Million Real Estate Agent. I read them all. Obviously, I'm a reader, and they're all great. That's good. That's fine. The problem is a lot of them don't start with. And so what I try to do was make a book, and everyone's saying the same thing about the book. I broke it up into 3 sections. I broke it up to personal development, becoming the person that sells. And then in the middle is kind of what to do, like the tactics, open houses, social media, how to put the videos together, how to brand yourself. And the last part's choosing your team. So how to choose a lender, title, escrow, how to do all that to make sure you have a team that backs you and can help you move forward, because it's obviously critical. So I basically set it up. And again, it's not a book that just, it's a book that teaches you how to become the person that makes 100 grand. So again, in the beginning, it says you wake up, you do these things. The earlier you get up, it explains why to get up early, why to drink water, why to write your goals, how to write your goals, all that. Then we go into the 3 things. The book was basically a lot of the, when you get into real estate, a lot of it's rejection, right? So they tell you, go out, knock on 100 doors. Yeah, every time you hear a no gets you closer to yes, or go call 100 people, and there's a lot of rejection. And I remember that getting into real estate, and I don't like rejection. Nobody likes rejection. So the things that I teach in the book are, first of all, if you're a new agent, we need to change some things. If you want to make good money, it's a very hard business. You need to become the person. So let's start in the beginning. Let's start getting up a little bit earlier so we can work on ourselves. Let's start reading the books. Let's start taking care of ourselves. Let's start listening to affirmations. Let's start taking seminars and listen to podcasts. Let's start priming our mind to become that person. That's the beginning of the book. The second is, okay, now that we're ready with the mindset, let's drill down into some of the activities that we need to do. And the activities I chose to outline that I also push in my office they're all ways that clients come to you. So open houses, you sit in an open house, you promote it, people come to you. People that come into your open house aren't there to buy a hot dog. They're there to either look at a property to buy or a possible neighbor that wants to sell. They only come to your open house for a reason, probably one or three reasons. You and I don't go out looking at open houses just to look at them unless we're going to look for business or we're going to buy a home. Just like we don't go look for cars. We're not going to go down and walk around the BMW dealership unless we're looking for a BMW. It's not in our particular activity system. So same thing with that. When you're at an open house, people come in, they're coming to see you for a product you have to sell. There's really no rejection unless you go up and go, hey, how's it going? They go, fuck you, excuse my language. Screw you, leave me alone. So that is when you get rejection, but it's really not rejection. They're coming to you to get something you have. So as long as you're prepared, there's no rejection. Number two is going to be social media. Social media is basically your movie channel. So the only rejection you're going to have is in comments, but who cares about comments, right? You're putting out content. As long as your content's good, you're educating people, you're helping people. Eventually, you're going to become that authority in your profession, and they're going to start calling you or messaging you because you put out so much good content, educating those people in that area. And number three is going to be database, right? So the best people that are the people that are free are the people that know you and trust you, and those are your database. So anyone that's in your database, we take care of those people. We're constantly sending them note cards, happy birthday videos. We stay in front of those people. So the whole idea is obviously it's all people calling us. So do open house, build your database. Crush your social media with content, build your database. Now you have a great database that you're farming, and eventually it's going to produce seeds and fruit. So that's the whole concept behind it. Is I wanted to write a book that could show people 3 simple steps. Again, become that person. Here's some stuff to do. It's very easy to follow. Here's 3 things to do. Here's how to establish your brand, how to do open houses, how to set them up, how to do this, and then at the end, how to choose your team. So really, I'm telling you, for any agent, even agents that have been doing it for 3 years, 4 years, that can't break that 6-figure mark, they're missing something. And so this book is for them. It used to be called 6 Figures in Your First 12 Months of Real Estate, but now it's just 6 figures in 12 months because it's not just for the new agent. There's people that have been doing it for 6 years that can't break 3 or 4 million in real estate. And so they read this book and maybe it changes their paradigm, their mindset, and allows them to break through. It's really good for new agents. But again, if you're that agent that's been doing it a few years, you maybe need a little guidance. You're getting rejection. You don't like rejection. You want to break through. You want to get to the next level. I promise you there's some stuff in here. Everyone that's read it, even agents, have been like, dude, this is really good. So
yeah, I mean, based on the experience that you've had, you've been doing things like this for a while. I mean, one of the unique things that I know that I see in your social media feeds that I see about what you do is you are an early riser. I mean, my alarm goes off at 4:30 and people look at me like I'm nuts. But I know that if I was to give Jeff Discher a call at 4:30 in the morning, he would pick up the phone and be like, what's up, bro? What you got going on? Like you are already up at that time. You're already doing exactly what I'm doing. You're running, you're working out, you're doing whatever it is you need to do because it's you time. When you're talking to agents that are getting started, that is not their normal lifestyle. They're trying to build a real estate business. How do you sell them on drinking water more than anything else? How do you sell them on getting up early and finding that you time and like pushing past that, soreness for the first couple of weeks?
Bro, it's the hardest thing to do. I'm going to tell you, and I'm glad you asked that question because it's the hardest thing to do. It's because what happens is agents come in, they're typically, I don't want to say broke, but they're financially distressed. They've usually left a job. They don't have 6 months of their bills in the bank, so they're already under stress. And they come here and I say, okay, cool. But I need to start real estate. I need to make money. I'm like, yeah, go read a book. And they're like, Jeff. And that's the hardest thing. I say, go listen to us on YouTube videos. Go watch this video. Read this book. Go to the gym. They're like, bro, I need to pay my bills. I have I can't even think about that stuff. So what I do is I tell them, I try to break it down as much as possible. First of all, it's just keep it in front of them because you got to tell these, it's just like anything marketing. It's basically marketing to my agents. I got to tell them a bunch of times. But I think one of the biggest things I do is I lead by example. So they see me getting up. They see my text messages come through. They see me, in the gym. They see me doing everything. I send pictures of me writing my goals. I set the example for them. And then I say, listen, you guys see what I'm doing. Would you want my life? Yes. Okay. Then I'm telling you right now, I don't get paid till you get paid. So if I'm telling you to read books, even if you have no escrows, if I'm telling you to get up early and read books, another thing is I don't have time. That's what time you get up. 7:30, 8. You have time. Get up at 4.
Thank you.
There's because your phone's gonna start ringing, pinging, kids yelling, screaming, shit happening at 7 a.m., 6:30. That you're done. Stop with personal time because that's when you're gonna tell me you don't have time. For me, 3:30 and 7 a.m., those 3.5 hours for me is quiet. You could hear a cricket fart in my house or out downtown. Literally, I could either my phone's not going off, even if it's on, the ringer's on, it's not pinging, it's not going off. I've learned my first emails don't even hit my spam emails don't even hit till about 6 a.m. So I got good few hours where there's no distraction. There's nothing coming at me. So that's when you work on yourself. And that's why I think when I tell people to get up early, they freak out. Like you were saying, most people freak out. And I'm like, okay, well, then when do you work on yourself? Because you're typically waking up in reaction mode. You're waking up, you're checking your, oh shit, your kids, okay, I'll make you breakfast in a minute. And once you're in that reaction mode, you're not going to progress. Your mind can't do it.
Yep. Dude.
You're constantly reacting. You can't do it.
Yeah, that morning routine has got to be locked in place. Like it's your minimum standard. I don't know about you, but I mean, my alarm goes off, but I'm usually up right before it goes off anyways. Like my body's natural rhythm has like just, this is regulatory. At a certain time, I get tired because I'm ready to go to bed. 8:30 at night, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like I should already have been journaling. Like I'm already ready to hit the hay because I got an early morning the next day. That's my time. That's my thinking time. Yeah, it might be for me. It's a 6 mile run, right? 1 hour run. But in that 1 hour, I'm processing so much. What I'm gonna conquer that day. What I'm gonna talk about after my run. What I'm gonna take care of. What's my one thing for the day? Like thinking time. I don't think people quite understand how valuable it is to sit with your thoughts, just alone with your thoughts.
Especially when you wake up in the morning because your brain is recharged. It's clear. It's basically you plug your phone in all night and you wake up. I always tell people your mind, the way it works is we have willpower. We have your brain has energy. You know what I mean? I tell people when you plug in your phone in the morning and the night, you go to bed, you wake up, it's full. You'll do everything. You'll scan, you'll go on YouTube. You'll have 20 things going in the back. You don't give a shit about your battery. But at 5 or 6 p.m., if you're on like 3% and you know you have calls coming in, what do? You guard your time. You close all your apps. You protect it because you know that it's not working the best. Same with your mind. You wake in the morning. Basically, when you wake up, you're unplugging your brain from the charger and your shit is ready. You're dialed in. There's the most energy. You're back. You're recharged and you're ready to go. So my thing is get the shit out of the way in the morning that you don't think you can do or that you don't want to do because your willpower and your ability to do it in the morning is the best. Because if I tell someone to write their goals, work out goals at 6 p.m. after they just worked an 8-hour shift or 9-hour shift, they're like, dude, I can't do that. I'm done. I'm burnt. Like, even though I get up early, I'm burnt. Like I remember back in the day, 5-6 years ago, I'd work out at night. And I never go, I'd be a drag. I wouldn't want to go. My workouts were terrible. I was drained. I just wanted to get through it. In the morning though, 180 degree, it sets my tone for the day. I'm jacked. I get the best workouts. It's just so much better. By 8 a.m., when people are just starting to get going, I've already had a 4.5 hour day. I've already done so much that my day's pretty much done for the most part.
Yeah. And as a result, I mean, this is where one of those sayings, and I forget who says it, but you will be rewarded in public for what you practice in private. That's the results that I'm talking about. This is where your results come in. This is where you have a beautiful office with the Monopoly guy. You own your own building in downtown. The cars that you're driving are absolutely beautiful. The vacations that you take your teams on are absolutely amazing. The results, what you get praised for in public is because of all these things that you've done in the past. You're only building a team because you've taken those steps. You're only teaching them certain strategies because you've learned and implemented them yourself. Like you are literally becoming the person who you want to be, the successful person who everybody looks up to, and you're training people to do so. That, to me, my friend, that is super inspirational. Plus, because I got you here, I got to give you kudos to your content, man, because a lot of the stuff you do, just the design itself, the way it looks, the appeal of it, the flashiness, it really shows like there's a difference in this brokerage. Plus, your social media handle, again, is on point. And we're going to run a little late if you don't mind, but I want to know what your thoughts are in creating this content, putting your message out, being vocal and out there, not worrying about who's saying what or what thinking's going on in the comments.
So yeah, man, it's very hard to do. And I'll tell you the way I did it is because I used to listen to a lot of Gary Vee, and Gary Vee's all about, you got to put 100 videos a day, you got to be in front of content, and it all makes sense. It's like, he talks about, so like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's all CNN, Fox, like it's your outlet to the world. So my thing is I remember when I first got into it, I was like, okay, I want to do this. And I tried to push my team to do it, but they're like, whoa, Jeff, like you're not doing it. We just want to make videos and post all these videos. Obviously, pride and ego and all that comes in, insecurities start popping up. And I remember trying to push my agents to do it. because I knew it was what we needed to do. I knew it. I'm doing my research. I'm studying. I'm like, we need to put out massive content and it has to be good. And so I remember like, no one would do it. They're all scared. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I just started and I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lay it down and learn it all. And then you guys will see what happens to my business and me as a person and my reputation rating. And then you guys can follow suit. And that's what I did, man. I just one day started doing it. And I said, I'm going to make it. And I know I have to be in front of people. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And it's funny because if you look at when I first started putting out my content, everyone has a learning curve, right? Everyone's scared to put out shit. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you have a booger in your eye. Nobody cares if it's a bad side of your face. As long as the content you're putting out is real, it helps them, and you're actually authentic. Like people can tell when shit's fake. If you're really trying to help people and you're really giving them stuff like, look, you guys, you have to do this. I'm telling you, here's the results. I got to do it. People like that. And so my team is like, put out content. You have to put out massive content. And so when I started doing it, it's funny because you start doing it and you get obsessed. I got obsessed. You go down rabbit holes with it. And sometimes some of my videos back in the day would take me 8 hours to just get everything perfect. And then you start realizing, okay, that's too much. But I just went in the rabbit hole during the pandemic, man. And I was like, I want my shit to be good. Like I want when people go on and that's what I've done. I've created this digital basic business card on my IG and my social that people are just like, and weird. It's funny you mention that because we have a conversation. We were having a conversation about it, and Max on my team, great agent, he's like, "Oh, I just got this metal digital business card where you the tap the phone." And I said, "You know what? That's great." I said, "But what I've been doing, and it's only recent in the last 30 days, he's seen me doing it. So we went to Cabo, and I was doing it to everybody. Is my new business card is my IG, and so what I do now, bro, is when I meet somebody, for the most part, as long as they're under 50, 60, I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? You have IG?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And I'll be like, "Oh, I'll open my IG on my phone. I'll open it up to the search bar. I'll hand them my phone. They'll take it. They'll put it in. They'll say, there it is. I'll hit follow. I'll say, I just followed you back. I just followed you. It's ISO. No, every single time they bring out their phone, they go, oh, you ISO real estate? Yes. Oh, yep. Is that you? Is that you? Oh my God. What the? They freak out. They lose their mind. It's every time. And they're like, oh my God, you're real estate? Yes. Oh, your book. How do I get your book? They order my book right there. Every single person. And it's every single time. And so that's why I was telling my team, I'm like, your social media, you guys, is your instant it's your instant credibility. It's your business card. Like, do this. I started telling them. And again, I've been telling people to do that, but they wouldn't do it. So I started doing it. And now obviously my followers are going up. My book orders are going up. But that's my new business card is, oh, instead of saying you have a business card, here's my business card, it's, hey, what's your IG? Because I'm telling you, bro, when you do that, they're instantly going to look. They're going to follow you. I just followed you. They're going to pull up their phone. They're going to start looking at your profile right in front of you, bro. And they're going to freak out and be like, oh my God. You give someone a business card, they're going to take your card, probably go in the trash, right? Thank you. You know that. We all do it. We get home, we have 12. We can't put a face to a name, and they go in the trash. That's it. Unless someone's really stood out. So that's when I'm like, dude, Instagram, though, every person I do too, what I do is like, they follow me, I follow them. I like 10 pictures in a row. So now all of a sudden, IG, Jeff Discher, like a photo. Sitting there just creating a neural pathway in their mind to become that real estate authority by just boom, hitting them, bombarding them. And again, you got to do it in the right way. But because they see my IG and it's so like professional and legit, they don't look at me as some person trying to sell them. They look at me as like an authority, like real estate celebrity almost. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you're just going there to get info. It's this guy. You know what I'm saying? And so almost like an Apple or like a fucking Ford or a Mercedes. You're just a brand almost. So then they don't mind. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's not an ego thing. They're like, oh, I'm going to follow him because he's a brand. He's Apple. You know what I mean? And so that takes it away. And now all of a sudden you become a brand. And when you become a brand, people want to be around you. They want to use you. And that's how we're developing our business here.
Dude, that is so on point. And I want to kind of add to those things. The long tail effect. Gary Vee talks about that as well. The credibility. There's so many times in that I've used this line myself. I'm competing for a listing, for example, because I only really work with listings these days. I'm competing for a listing and I literally go, look, I don't know who the other agents are, but do me a favor, Google their name and then Google my name.
100%.
Right? And and I'm like, if you want, selling your house is all about marketing and exposure. If they don't have marketing and exposure, but I do, which one do you think is probably going to get the job done better?
They can't market themselves and their own business. How do you think they're going to market your property? Oh, I tell people, I just posted that. I just posted Google your realtor. And nobody wants to hear that because most realtors, you Google them, bro, it's nothing. It's maybe their company thing they got to dig down to find. It's, no, bro, you need to have 5 to 10 pages of great shit. Like when they pull you up, they need to be wowed. Like, oh my God. And the only way you do it, it takes time. Like you said,
Yes.
long tail. It takes time, dedication, commitment, and you need to post. You'll post 1,000 posts and feel like nobody looked at any of them. You know, Gary Vee said he posted 1,000 before he got over like 100 views or something, like 1,000 wine TVs before he got over 150 views or whatever. He said, but then he hit the tipping point, and it was like episode 1,100 or some shit, and then bang, it went up, and then bang, and then it was the compound effect, and just fucking shot out. You know what I mean? So and that's another thing, bro. I post shit ton of content. You know what I mean? I post 5-6 videos a week. And there's some that don't get viewed. And I know, but eventually I just know if I keep putting it out there, and you got to make it a habit to constantly do it, I know eventually it's going to catch the right eyes, and and then I'll have the viral effect and I'll go crazy.
Dude, before we head out, a couple things. I mean, I'm with you, dude. Like for me, putting out content is probably the most vital thing any business needs to be doing. And like, that's one of the services we offer. Literally, if you suck at creating content, like you don't know what to say, you don't know how to do it. Can you show up to a 30-minute interview like we just did right now? Because if you can do that, our team can create 30 days of content for you. And it's all you, the business owner, like literally sitting here talking about your business, what you're doing, all the cool stuff that you're up to. We ask the questions and take care of that. You got a book that is another form of a business card. So I think it's always worth repeating. Let people know, how can they get a hold of you? How can they find you on social? How can they get a hold of your book?
I've been saying it, Miguel. I've been saying it.
Right.
Yeah, man. So here's my book. It's called 6 Figures in 12 Months. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it at the website www.6figuresin12months. I'll sign that copy. And I'll send it to you personally, actually. But I do prefer Amazon because then you can't leave a review unless you buy on Amazon. So I want my reviews to be up. So either Amazon, just put in Jeff Discher or put in 6 Figures in 12 Months. You can find it on Amazon. Or you can, again, go to the website, 6 Figures in 12 Months. You go in there, buy it. I'll send you a signed copy. But again, on IG, it's I Sell Real Estate. You've had it up there. My YouTube channel is Jeff Discher. My Facebook's Jeff Discher. And if anyone wants to ever join or attend one of our meetings, we have meetings every Monday at 9:15. We invite everybody.
Boom. And I got your emails popped up right here, jeff@dishergroup.com. Shoot them an email, or the best way, of course, is Instagram, ladies and gents. I Sell Real Estate. Look, I know tons of different brokerages out there, tons of different places that you can go. But if you want to know where like, it's really, you walk into this office, you'll know there's a difference literally written on the wall. So walk in, your eyes are going to just be like, wow, you're going to want to work here, but it will take work. I mean, no joke. Jeff is the real deal. He'll get you there, 6 figures in 12 months. If that's what you're after, boom, this is the place to go. Jeff, you're in a unique position, and I'm going to ask you this because we're big on video testimonials. You were there when I first started, dude, like really, really early on, where my show and my voice and everything that I was creating, like you said at the beginning, wasn't very good. What have you seen as far as our branding and our content in the last few years?
So I'll just say this, and this is just, I think, the biggest thing. I'm not going to talk about design or any of that, because obviously your design is great. You've increased your design. I love it. It's the same look I go for, which is professional, to where I like it. It's clean, it's professional, it's well thought out, and it just puts you on a different level. But more impressive, to be honest, more impressive than anything, is the consistency. Everyone can put out 1 good video, 2 good videos, 3 good videos, 10 good videos, 5 good podcasts, 10 good podcasts, 20 good podcasts. I put out 13 podcasts, okay? And my guy told me 11 is usually the threshold when people quit, right? I'm like, I'm going, and it 13, right? And I'll get back to it. But so your consistency, because I know there's times that you guys go through shit where it doesn't feel like anything's working. I know. I know what because everyone's the same, right? I know there's times that you guys probably put out 40 podcasts and you're like, dude, nothing's happening, nothing's clicking, what the hell? But the consistency for you guys to continue to go, it gives me goosebumps, man, to continue to do it day in, day out, and come up with products and find people and do the work in and out. The universe loves it. And that's why you're successful, because it's the consistency. I don't care what people, I don't care if your videos are shit, if your content's crap. If you do it over time, eventually you get better. It's just the way it works. You will always get better. And the consistency will eventually pay off. It's divine timing. You never know what's going to pay off, but that's what impressive with you guys is. Obviously your content, your display, your aesthetics are great, but it's the consistency that is going to put you guys on the top. That's what I feel.
Man, well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And again, dude, you're one of my inspirations, dude. My wife was like, why do you always watch that guy? He looks just like he's bald. I'm like, because he's doing the things that I do. Like, because when I don't feel like it, when I get tired, because let's face it, when the alarm goes off, it's not every day that I'm like, yes, let's go. There are days where I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling it. But I can always look at people just like you, Jeff, who are out there, look, he's out there doing it. He's making the moves. He's doing the work. And if Jeff can do it, I can do it too. And that's one of those things I feel like at the very least, when I go out for my run and I post my run times and I give a little message in the morning, it ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. But for that person that needs to hear it, it's consistent and it's there. And like, even though nobody's holding my foot to, my foot to the fire or anything, I know that the internet is my accountability tool and that's how I use it, dude. So thank you for posting your stuff, for being out there, like being the example, because I really look up to you, Jeff.
I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, ladies and gents, one more time, because I think we're losing the signal here. Dishergroup.com. If you're a real estate agent and you're looking to take your business to the next level, go from 0 to 6 figures in just 12 months time, then make sure you guys check out the Discher Group. Follow Jeff on social media at I Sell Real Estate. Easiest thing to remember if you're a real estate agent or if you're just trying to buy or sell real estate. Jeff Discher is at I Sell Real Estate. I mean, simple, easy to do. Jeff, thanks a lot, man, for coming on the show. Really appreciate you taking time. Any last minute things that maybe I missed or you want to get out there?
No, man, just consistency. 1% better, man. If I get one tip, just 1% better every day. Don't try to go for the fences, swing for the fences. I think 1% better every day in anything you do will get you where you need to be.
Boom, there it is. All right, ladies and gents, 1% better, just like Jeff, and you'll get there. 1% added up, cumulative compound interest. It's amazing what you can do if you just do it every day, a little bit at a time. You'll get better, I promise. Everybody sucks at the beginning, but you improve with every effort that you make. So get out there, make it happen. We'll see you guys again later. Peace, and we're out.
Thanks for watching The Business Bros. If you're ready to get more clients and want to work with The Business Bro, visit our website, www.businessbros.biz, and click on the Need More Customers button, or learn how to generate more referrals with our video testimonial packages. Go to